Hello and welcome to First Impressions. This is a show where my co-host Dash Hooper and I evaluate a new album each week with a few simple ground rules. First, has to be an album we've never heard. And I'm already throwing that rule out the window. My show, my rules, so fuck it. I've heard the album, I love the album, and that is why we have brought in special guests for today. We have Mark and Derek from Bear vs. Shark, and they are members of the band with the album we're going to be covering, because we're covering their 2005 masterpiece, in my opinion, Terrorhawk. And welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Masterpiece. Wow.
Hey,
I'll take it. No, that's awesome.
I love this one. I play it all the time. I've been playing it all the time for a while, and then just kind of saw that you guys were doing the reunion tour. It's like, oh, hell yeah, I can finally see you, because I discovered it, I think it was 2020. And my friend told me all about it, because we were just talking about bands, because what the hell else are you going to do? You're bored in COVID, so we're just sitting there talking music. And I was talking about this band Dogleg, and he's like, oh, if you like that band, you got to listen to Bear vs. Shark.
Yeah, Dogleg is great, dude.
Yeah, so I got hooked, and then all of a sudden I went and saved you guys in my touring thing, and all of a sudden it pops up, oh, Bear vs. Shark shows. Like, holy shit, it's happening. Get to see it live. All right.
Yeah, what are we playing there? That's like December, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
You got okay.
Early December, D. It's definitely early December.
Okay.
Early December.
Prior to the family Christmas party season.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's good, because the family would have to miss me. I'd be like, sorry guys, I got things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I put together an interview, because normally what we do is for this show, we talk about a brand new album. We pick ones that we haven't heard. We try to pick ones that, that we think we're going to like. And sometimes we're wrong. This one, usually Dash makes me listen to some shit. Like he loves his yacht rock, and he tortures me. But for this one, it was my turn to torture him. So I'm like, all right.
Oh.
Hardcore. Not torture. I mean, it's not torture.
Can I make a request? Yeah, keep the Wolverine cup. I like looking at Wolverine.
Wolverine cup, yes. Yeah. He's always right here. My back.
Because I don't know where to look, and it's like I can stare into his eyes.
I'll keep Wolverine.
Okay.
Here. There you go. He's your center. I'll stop drinking.
No, you can drink. Just let me know before, and I'll close my eyes.
It's like, don't look.
Wolverine's no, it's fine.
All right. So, just in case people don't know, Mark, what's your role in the band?
I sing. And play keyboards sometimes. Okay.
So yeah, there's a few of the songs that get the keyboards. So when that's going on, that's you.
Primarily, yeah.
Okay. So
I play guitar and bass.
Guitar and bass. Okay. Yeah, and then I know when you guys are touring, are you bringing out the horn section and all that for the songs that need it?
We have been playing some shows with horns.
Very cool.
Yeah, not like a full section, but
yeah, I think Detroit will be with horns.
Okay.
I think Vegas might have a couple horns. I would imagine Chicago and Grand Rapids will have a couple horns, and I'm sure we might have one or two horns out in California. We'll see.
Long story short, a couple horns.
Couple horns.
Thank you, D. Yeah.
Yep. We're not going deep with the brass.
No need.
So
no, I mean,
are those?
No, I'm just...
Do you guys hire out for those horn sections, like when you go to those locations, or are they just people you've known, or how do you get the horn section to come in?
It's been a mixed thing. We have people like we know that come out, and then we've also it's always just been people we know, right?
Pretty much, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, someone's like, this guy plays the trumpet, and we'll be like, come on out.
Cool. Find someone in the city who's local that you happen to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that Vegas show's friggin' crazy. Was it Best Friends Forever? That lineup is so fucking good.
It's ridiculous, dude.
It's
a bunch of old men playing.
Yeah, and I guess a bunch of old people standing in the audience watching them too, because it's not really hitting the young kid crowd. It's like they're too many deep cut bands, but those are the best ones.
I've been surprised though, like when we play these shows now, there's quite a good number of youngins there,
Okay.
like
Yeah,
on their own accord.
Yeah, I can see.
Not like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I can see.
I guess in
Yeah.
the end,
Well,
I
the
kind of
music-
drag my kids to the shows because they know all the bands through me because that's what they've been hearing all their life. So they want to go and maybe they tell a friend. So get the younger crowds into that one because the Best Friends Forever is definitely it's an older market, but damn, it's like
Oh, for
top
sure.
to bottom that lineup is so good.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you just listen to Terrorhawk in 2020, and it's been around for 15 years. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, the
like
music
that-
the music holds up. The melodies, the songs, the lyrics, they all hold up. So it's not
Oh,
like
thank
it's
you.
Appreciate that,
yeah,
Ash.
it's not
for
like
sure.
it's not like it's outdated or anything. It's like if I listened to if I hadn't known this was 2005 and I had listened to this album today, I would have thought it was brand new music because it doesn't sway any other way. Like I mean, I could listen to this in 1980 and still like it, and I can listen to it in 2025 and still like it. That's the way I look at it.
That's
So
a badass
Well, thank
compliment.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Top
time
tier
is
compliment,
always
Dash.
good. All right, so let me pull up the first question here. So normally what we do on the show is we start with a history of the band and I do some research, but no research needed tonight. I have you guys here. So what's the origin story of Bear versus Shark?
All right, dude.
Um,
That's
I got
on you, dude.
that's on me.
That's on you.
Well,
I mean, I'll tell a quick, brief
no,
story.
I got one.
after
I
you
think I got
tell
a good
your
way to
story.
say it. So John and I in the band met when we were like 4 in what the hell is it called? The German preschool. What's it called?
kindergarten.
No, Montessori. What
Oh,
is that
okay,
German?
Montessori.
It's not German.
Montessori?
Whatever it
It's
is.
not German.
It doesn't sound German. I don't know why I said that. So I met John, and then we met Mike in the 3rd grade, and then you met Ashley when? What grade?
In
Mark?
6th grade.
Okay. And then we met Brandon in the 6th grade. So we all kind of like kept meeting each other, and then we started doing band stuff in middle school, some of us, and then you had bands with Ashley, right?
Yep.
And then in high school we started a band, and that band ended, and then we started Bear vs. Shark.
Nice.
I don't know if that
I mean,
Oh,
kind of makes.
that's a pretty good point. Yeah. I mean, that's I was living, my story is I moved out to Colorado and
Oh yeah.
Derek and Brandon started Bear vs. Shark and named Bear vs. Shark. And then
Mhm.
I just got a call because we didn't have cell phones. And I was told, when you move back, you're going to sing in this band. And then I moved back and I sang in the band.
Mhm.
That's the story.
Like you're the singer of this band and let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a question. I didn't get asked if I wanted to.
That-
John just said, like, you're going to sing in
That's
this
pretty.
band. I was like, okay.
That's pretty strong negotiating techniques right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like get out,
And then-
get out a lyric sheet or get out a notepad and start writing lyrics because you're now our singer.
Right.
Right.
Which was fine.
Well, like
I mean,
in middle. Whoa, you go ahead.
no, you go ahead, D.
Okay. In middle school, Mike, John, and I decided we wanted to play instruments, and those two said, "We play guitar. You need to play bass."
Mm.
So I was assigned bass. So I guess that's how our friend group goes. You get an assignment, and you have to follow it.
That's funny.
It's so funny, dude. I got the same thing from Ashley.
It's like-
Ashley, Ashley and I had this band, and you know, I just started playing guitar, and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, so we have enough guitar players. You're gonna sing," and I was like, "What? I'm not gonna sing." He's like, "Yeah, you are. Like, you're the singer." I'm like, "Okay."
And had you
And-
sung in a previous band any time?
I mean, no, not really. But
That's funny. They said, "All right, you're in."
yeah,
well, that's part of the
I was
reason.
14 or 15, you know, and it was like, okay, I guess I'll sing.
But when Brad and I started, that's why we switch instruments, because I'm like, I'm playing both. I got the assignment before. I love playing bass, but I wanted to play both. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I
Switching.
haven't. haven't seen a show, obviously, but I've heard that you guys swap the instruments as the set goes on. So that's
Yeah.
because
So
everyone got assigned roles they weren't quite ready for. So you take what you
you
get.
end up, yeah.
All right, got to get Wolverine back. All right, so you guys started in you started not the Detroit, but in the Michigan scene. How was that scene coming up?
Not very like not much of a scene, really, right? I mean,
I
it
don't think
wasn't.
so. No.
You know, it was really fractured, I guess. Every little band, every type of band had their little place where they played and their fans, but it wasn't very communal.
Okay,
Not at
Felt
all.
kind of competitive, you know, in a way.
Well, and
so do you have
also,
to get out of there to get any kind of exposure or notice?
Yeah, kind of. I
yeah,
mean, no, I
pretty
mean, we
much.
rose in Michigan, but I feel like even today, I think we have a better reputation outside of Michigan,
Mm,
probably.
Well, it was also too like when we started like in 2001 or two, whatever year it was. It was when the Detroit garage rock scene
Right.
was huge, and it was like White Stripes, the Go. Like there was so many, like we couldn't get a show,
yeah.
and
Or we'd play with them and bands like that, and they think we were like barbarians.
exactly. Or like
So,
we would have to play a show earlier than they would play, and then they'd play their own show because they were like
right.
Okay.
the cooler, you know, quote unquote,
Yeah.
like the cooler bands. So
Yeah.
it was totally garage rock, and that's kind of where we came up is
Hmm.
dealing with Detroit garage rock, which is interesting,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because that's not
I
really
mean,
going to bring you a different audience. I mean, I guess you're going to get open-minded people who will listen one way or the other, but a lot of time you're going to get pissy people throwing shit at you, and that's probably not fun.
well, it's funny because I don't know if people know, and this was 20 years ago, but like some of the more intimidating cities to play are like Chicago and stuff, or were. Mark,
Word.
remember
Yeah,
like
for
people
sure.
would just like stand there with arms crossed. It was actually I was like nervous the first time I played in like LA and stuff, and it was totally cool when you played there. No one was like, so I think it's just vibes. Maybe it's too cold, everyone's pissed off or something. I don't know. Because
And
like
I mean, our
I that's
first,
good.
no, I was just gonna say like our first like major, like I always consider Philly as
Mm,
like our home city because they just accepted us immediately. Like our
Mhm.
right.
very first show, like all these kids like accepted us way before anybody from Detroit did. It was just like the first show at First Unitarian. Like we made so many friends that we still have today, and it would they just brought us in, and it was just like awesome. It was a great scene. They didn't
Right.
have the garage rock stuff. Like it was
Yeah.
just like these guys are weird and crazy, and we like them, and they brought us in, and they still hold us to this day. Like our last show on when we played the East Coast, like last
Yeah.
month, was in Philly, and it was just incredible. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, our fans, we definitely built fans of Michigan, and they're like, they're ride or die. They're still with us. It just was
Mhm.
kind of funny. I don't know, the scene, as like you say, probably is more cohesive now because I think blending music's a lot more common or something. You know what I mean?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
for
think
sure.
people are so built on boundaries anymore or whatever
No, I mean, it
with
used to be
music.
such a dividing line. Okay, if you're punk, you can't, if you're a
Right.
punk guy, you can't love Radiohead, and if you
Yeah.
love a band like yours, then you can't love a band like the White Stripes. So
Right. Right.
there was
Right.
all these dividing lines and all these, really tight knit scenes, and if you violated it, then you were the poser of the scene. So now it's kind of like I think the TikTok generation's kind of just been like, we'll take all the music. It's all ours now. So you can
Right.
Yeah.
they can love from, Paul Simon to Bear versus Shark and everything in between, and they don't care. It's like they didn't grow up with those structured rules of you either love
No,
this
man.
or hate
Yeah.
this. And yeah, I think it's better because you don't have those things where I just remember I went into I went into a punk show and I had a Radiohead shirt, and oh my gosh, it's like they wanted to fucking lynch me for that.
Yeah, which is completely ridiculous, but I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
you also have to think back to like when Bear with Shark started, there was like nobody had a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like if
right.
you had a cell phone, you were like, holy shit, that person has a cell phone.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that long ago,
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
I know.
it's really funny. And now everybody has a cell phone and everybody can just share music all over the place. And
Hmm.
it completely changed how music is viewed. Whereas like we were trying to sell CDs,
Yeah.
Right.
like if we brought a CD to a show, it'd be
It'd be
hilarious.
weird. You can sell
Yeah,
8 tracks
yeah.
better, probably.
I think people buy vinyl. Seems like cassettes are making a comeback, so those things,
Cassettes for
Yep.
sure. Yeah.
those will still sell. But yeah, you're right. Like a CD, that's just dead until it gets its comeback time, like everything will. But
I just
yeah, no one's.
I just want it on
mercy for
8-track now.
Huh.
If you can
I
get it
mean,
on
we
8-track.
That'd be awesome. We have it on cassette, I think. You can get it.
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
We do. Yeah. Here, look, D.
Right there. Right
Nice.
there.
I just
That's
happen to have it in my
fantastic.
garage.
I have one and I have no way to listen to it right now. So I don't know what it sounds like. I can't hear. I missed that like hum, the fuzz kind of.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Some tape hiss.
Oh yeah, dude. And you
Yeah.
crank your
Tape hiss
Walkman
is
up
great.
all the way, just blasting like Use Your Illusion 1 to the center of your mind. This is
No,
amazing.
mine was AC/DC's Razor's Edge was just like, oh,
Ooh.
that's my jam.
Full blast on tape.
Did you get that from the BMG Club or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yep, I
Me
did.
too.
Thunderstruck.
Me too.
Oh man.
Columbia House, pick five for a penny.
Oh yeah.
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 Dude.
People complain about how much CDs used to cost. I'm like, you didn't learn how to work the system then. I didn't pay shit for
No,
any
dude.
CDs I owned.
I was paying pennies for them, man.
Pennies, and then
Yep.
you just
And
re-sign
they'd
up.
send you Lenny Kravitz, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm okay. I just accidentally shut my daughter's door and foot in the door. Sorry. A bit. Look.
Clover.
Oh, she's inside now. But yeah, like the best part of the internet is like time is a flat circle now, right? Like
Yeah.
every art, it all exists on one super plane, and you
Mhm.
can like take whatever you want from it.
Yeah.
That's like the best part,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah.
All right. So, for Mark, I guess, did you have any lyrical themes when you were writing the album for this one?
I mean, for Terrorhawk, there was
For Terrorhawk, yeah.
probably a ton. I mean, even Derek wrote quite a few lyrics for it too. Yeah, I mean, it was just an interesting transition to go from like college to, all right, now you're going to live in a van and
Yep.
Right.
this is what you're going to do. And you're going to live on $5 a day and you're going to have to figure shit out, and that's
Yeah.
primarily what Terrorhawk was about. It was, you living in a house, like I was living in a house with 5 guys back in Berkeley and
Berkeley, Michigan.
Berkeley, Michigan, not
Yeah.
Which
California.
is not like Berkeley, California.
No, it's definitely not. But it was, it was just figuring stuff out. Whereas right now, the first record was just us trying to figure out kind of how to write music as a band.
Right.
Terrorhawk was, all right, now we're doing it. How do we transition from like, I don't know, like what everybody expects us to be doing in life to just living in a van?
Yeah.
Right.
Like hobos basically, and like
Mhm.
with no AC and like
Oh, yeah.
just like nothing, like sleeping in the van, like on mattresses, like. So that, I mean, that's primarily what Terrorhawk was, is that transition years, like girlfriends, everything, like love, relationships, expectations from our parents, like that.
Yeah.
That's primarily what Terrorhawk was.
And
me.
like, I'm not saying this is like something that was like a theme or anything, but I've noticed there's like a element, a reoccurring mention of a town and stuff. Like that's like you're saying, Mark, where we're like, we don't fit in the town anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mhm.
but we live in a van doing this. So it's like both sides of that is pretty much, I think, a good way to sum it up.
Yeah, I mean, like gypsies, that didn't really fit in with a specific scene of music, but we were assigned to a hardcore record label that, like, we just
Played
said
a lot of
yes.
hardcore shows.
A lot of hardcore shows that, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have probably obviously never seen us, but like we're not a hardcore band.
Yeah.
So it was it was weird.
I mean, we met a lot of cool bands through it, though. And, like,
Yeah.
I
I
was
can
actually
imagine.
surprised. But sometimes you'd be, like, on a bill and, like, you'd be playing with a band. You'd just be like, the difference between our fans and their fans was, like, completely apparent, Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
beards and flannels over here and, like, you know, beat down gear over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that, I mean, the bills, I saw some pretty crazy bills because I mean, it's crazy because I have to actually look back through all my ticket stubs because there's a good chance I saw you opening for someone because I was seeing a lot of shows in that scene at the time, like Cursive and Thursday and at the drive-in and all those bands. So I don't know.
Well,
if you
those are like, we wish if we ever played a show at the drive-in, I think we would have all just thrown up and died because they're like, they're saints to me.
Yeah, they're so damn good.
I still think my favorite show of all time was at the drive-in right after Via came out at the Magic Stick. It was the most beautiful show I've ever seen. It was crazy. Like,
I would
he
say
did a
mine.
hands. Well,
Dude,
just let me finish. I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Mark. Sorry, Marcus. He did a handstand at one point and was still singing somehow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Cedric did
fucking
some
know how.
crazy shit.
Like, where the mic was, you couldn't see it, but he did it. Okay, sorry. Go, Mark.
No, I was going to say mine was probably at the drive-in, and one of my other favorite bands, Murder City Devils, played together.
hell
And
yeah.
they did the tour, and it was just like, holy. It was like the
Yeah,
best
dude.
show
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
Just incredible,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was at that show. I saw them in Pomona when they played. They played Pomona in LA, and I was at both of them, and they were just completely insane shows. Just
Oh, yeah.
Spencer was getting carried through the crowd, and Cedric, like you said, he's on the top of the rafters, hanging and singing, and still getting through all the lyrics. And
it doesn't seem like showy at all, even though it's doing performative things,
Yeah,
Oh, for
It's
sure.
brilliant. It's like earnestness doing that somehow. It's awesome.
somehow he makes it work. And oh my gosh, I miss at the drive-in shows. I argue with people all the time because people will tell me, oh, Mars Volta is infinitely better. I'm like, if you never saw it at the drive-in live, let's not converse about this.
Yeah,
No way.
No way. In Casino Out is going to be in my top 5 favorite albums of all time. Like,
Oh,
there's
easily.
no way.
That's
No
a
way.
Desert
I
Island
love Mars
album.
Volta.
Oh yeah, they're good. They're just not at the drive-in.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Like, I'm sorry, we took over your interview. Go ahead.
No,
I was going to ask you a question.
You go ahead.
do it. Ask me a question. I'm here.
Well, I was going to say, like, you guys could, like, it's funny to say that because you could see how Sparta and Mars Volta are just at the drive-in breaking up, making these two, like, respected, just taking their bag with them,
Yeah,
Right.
You can hear
they'll
where
never
the
be as-
sound came from for
So,
both of them.
yeah.
But yeah,
That's enough about that.
Yeah, but yes, that's probably my favorite live band of all time, and I'm glad someone agrees because oh my gosh, the Mars Volta
Oh,
people
fuck yeah.
just tell me I'm wrong all the time, but I'm like, yeah, you know what?
Oh,
I witnessed them. You don't understand. If you were
They're
there,
wrong.
you'd
Yeah.
be agreeing with me. All right,
I've been there. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so All right, so how was the recording process different with Terrorhawk from your first album? Because I know was the first one on the same label as Terrorhawk?
Yes.
Okay.
We had more time the first time, which is we didn't have a producer the first album. The second album we did, which is a whole different thing. We had a lot more time, and we had more access to like we recorded at 2 studios for the second album.
Okay.
First album we only did 1, and what was this first one was like 2 weeks, right, or 3?
First one was actually really
2 weeks.
fast. And the funniest part about the first one is Ashley, who played drums on Terrorhawk, actually mixed everything for the first record prior to him being in the band.
Oh, you're talking about that one in Livonia?
Yeah, dude. Like,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
I
in
forgot about that.
Farmington.
I think he's talking about right now, right?
Yeah, he's talking about right now, like that was actually I'm sorry, I'm talking about the demo for Right Now. And then the actual recording was in New Jersey
Yeah.
for Right Now. But
It was much more, I don't know. We had a lot more time. That was,
yep.
and we had the gear we had access to, and the producer was amazing. So I think we got the most out of that, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see here. Next question is, what are your favorite tracks from the album, especially now that you've been revisiting it on all your shows that you're playing?
I don't know. It's kind of weird to.
I looked at this question. It's a tough question, man.
Yeah.
They're all our babies.
Yeah, I understand that completely. When people ask me, what's your favorite issue of your book? I'm like, all of them. So I feel you. And if you don't have an answer, that's perfectly fine.
I would say
you put so much into all of them.
Right.
For me, I think like Horrible Night's a really good song that I really enjoy singing right now, but I don't know if it's my favorite. It's just something that we never played live really.
Okay.
When we were playing the record. So now we're playing it live and it's like, oh man, I really enjoy this song.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, there's a lot of songs we're playing now that we didn't play. You know, we might have played for the record release parties, but didn't play them on tour because we were mixing Right Now and Terrorhawk songs.
Yeah.
So I think Horrible Night for me is like, oh man, I love this freaking song.
What a horrible night for a curse is the best song for me on the album.
Oh, thanks, Dash.
I love I listened to that probably 5 times over because it's fantastic. I love the melody, the words. I mean, coming like a moon over the hill, laughing. And my kids are around, so GD, you saw.
That's why
I got it. I mean, just immediately. When we're on, we do our other show. It's like I know immediately like a song in my head. Even though this is more of a ballad, I guess you would say. My head's still going with it from the minute you start the song. So, what was the inspiration behind that song?
So, Derek, you can. I mean,
I'll go. Well, let me start. Then you go.
You start.
So for Terrorhawk, we had this magical experience where we rented a cabin in the very top of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, in the woods. And we cleared out the bottom level of this cabin, and we set up all our gear, and we wrote the bulk of the album there. So that's like deep woods Michigan music, I guess. That's it.
Right.
You know, that's to me what. To me, that conjures the feeling of being, you know, like we got lost in the woods and we could hear wolves running around and shit, dude. It was fucking. We made stick weapons. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, Derek's spot on. Like that's exactly what I was gonna say. It was just like that song is. It wasn't really written at all prior to us being up there, but like we had access to. We had one 4-wheeler. We didn't have a shower. Dude. We had a sauna.
You ever take a sauna for a shower?
Yeah, sauna for a shower.
Wow.
And like we were up there for 2 weeks, and that's all we did was write music. And some of the all the locals would come out because they were like, "There's a band."
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
And they'd bring guns, and we'd shoot the guns at targets. And it was bananas. But that song, kind of. In my opinion, grew out of that. It was only possible being up there for 2 weeks.
Right.
Awesome.
I mean, this dude you go.
I was up at the UP. I was at KI Sawyer. That was my very first. I closed it down and then moved on to another. So the Air Force Base. But yeah, I've been up to the UP, and I knew there was something to it. You know
Baraga, right? Where like you curve around to go up to Keweenaw Peninsula, and like it was right there. I had to go to the ER in Baraga because I dropped a log on my foot when we were building log bridges out in the woods.
That's another one. That's another one. Yeah, Baraga Embankment. God, that's another.
That's where it comes from. Yeah, Baraga Embankment, and like a lot of that. That's all born in the UP.
And it was this dude handed me a cowboy gun, and he's like, "Do you want to shoot a fully loaded cowboy gun at like a target?" And I was like, "Yeah." That's the end of that story. But like, this guy's came over and had a cowboy gun. It was cool.
That's awesome.
I think we have different politics, but his gun was cool.
In the end, you're just having a good time shooting the cowboy gun.
Right.
You don't need to ask him who he voted for. It's like, let me shoot that gun. I'm
right.
And at that time, I like it was, oh man, we were driving home listening to the presidential debate, and it wasn't even Obama yet. It was
no, it was Kerry.
It was Kerry.
Bush and Kerry.
Yeah, dude. And it
that
was
winner.
Like, we were driving home in the van with the trailer packed full and listening to that debate on the radio. So it was a long time ago, man. It was a really different time, than it is obviously now.
Yeah. I think it's more division now. Back then you could say who you voted for and people didn't want to punch you for it. So
it wasn't a big deal. It was like
they're like, all right, I don't like your guy, but fuck it, let's have fun.
Yeah.
Well, we're from Michigan too. You got to watch your mouth. You can't be like the lone liberal, right? You got to watch it sometimes.
Yeah, I'm in California. I'm safe. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, you're fine. Ed, you're fine.
All right. So I think we agree on your favorite song. But yeah, I know that's a hard question because people ask me that too. And they'll come to my table like, hey, what's your favorite book? I'm like, all of them. Most likely the one that I just finished because that's the most on my mind. And I probably read it 1,000 times to get it edited just right. So for now, it's that one. But tomorrow it'll be something else. So would you look at approaching any songs differently now that you've looked back at the album and played it again?
D?
Not really.
Yes.
I don't think so.
No.
There's nothing that really like, we don't have like a turntable scratching on a song or something that sounds
bring in the
out
DJ.
of place now. Or we don't have any DJ Lethal parts. So no, I don't really have anything that I like here and go, ugh,
Yeah, and that's good. That means you did the album right. If you don't look back and think, ooh, that needs a fix. Because I know I just saw last year, Sunny Day Real Estate was doing Diary, and they reworked a couple of the songs. So they're like, you know what? We want to approach it differently now. So sometimes you look at it like, okay, can we?
That's like taking the guns out of ET, man.
Yeah.
Right?
You gotta keep this. Whatever is there is there.
Yeah.
I mean, you play it different. I'm sure I play it different now, but slightly. I don't know.
I think a lot of it might come from his vocal range is different than when he recorded that album too. So you're like, all right, you gotta be able to actually hit the range because when he recorded that, I know he blew out his voice recording that album. So now you play it.
Right.
I think that one's 30 years old, maybe more. I don't know. Just makes me feel older and older when I think about these anniversaries of albums. I'm like, damn, no, that album's new.
I think that's I don't know. Is that like 94 or 95?
Yeah, I think so. 94, 95. Because I think I might have been just out of high school when that one came out.
I think I got that through BMG, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Same. I got it through one of those things. I still have some shits that I haven't even opened that I got from Columbia House and BMG. I'm like, I got it because I needed that 12th CD to fill in. I was like, I don't know.
You might have a really solid
MC Hammer. Let's get that one. Yeah, so I have a sealed copy of a few of them that not good.
I definitely have sealed copies. But that's what I love. It's what you're talking about. I love that you don't want to go back because that's what I loved about the album. As you sit there and listen to it, there's nothing in there that just really set me off. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing that I found that I didn't in particularly like. Every song had its perfect movement and motion through each song, and that's hard for me. That's hard for me to say, especially on a lot of the past albums that we've listened to. I mean, if you get a chance to go see our Joe Walsh one, you'll understand. But
Yeah, I was
you
not
know,
very kind.
there was nothing that I was like, ooh, no. I mean, I could get into the mood and into the song the minute it started. So
Yeah.
Cool,
I
cool.
think I'm glad that your answer was I wouldn't go back and change anything, because I think
That's great.
this is this is an album that is perfect as I'm listening through the whole way.
Yeah, and
Cool. Well,
and,
thank you.
yeah, and
Final answer.
I love that one too. I mean, it's now shoot. I've been playing it on every run for the last like
Yeah.
month because it gets you moving. It's like hell yeah.
That
I
makes
don't.
me happy, man. Someone said they heard us on like NPR as the bumper music,
Mhm.
which is like a very specific compliment that warms my heart, you know? But they said
Yeah,
they listen to it before they go surfing, and that
nice.
made me happy. And I think I really like the idea of people getting pumped up and going and doing something.
Yeah,
sure.
This is a
Cool.
good gym.
Yeah.
It's a good gym
Yeah.
album. Good gym album.
Yeah.
Good run album. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
yeah. It gets my pace faster, and if an album's not good, it makes me slower, and then I just
Right,
get angry
right.
at it. And I'm like, this one, I'm like, all right, the pace is moving. If it slows down for a little bit, I know it's about to just explode again, so I'm ready for it. So
Awesome.
yes, it's good stuff. So now that you're revisiting the album 20 years later, how does it feel coming back to this material?
Good. Very good. It's awesome. I really appreciate the chance to do it. And I really like playing the shows. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's a chance not a lot of bands get, and
Mhm.
sometimes I think it would suck to just disappear and like never get to do anything, you know? Like, and
Yeah.
now we get to do this. It kind of, I don't know. It feels very good. I get to hang out with my friends, which is awesome, and the shows are great, and I'm so grateful for the whole experience. Like,
Yeah.
it's been awesome.
I would agree with Derek. Yeah. I mean, we got to go to the UK, play 4 shows in the UK, which was amazing.
Amazing.
Oh, very
And
nice. Yeah.
you know, just hang out with my dudes, and we've all been friends for so long, 30 plus years, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's been pretty incredible, man. I mean, to you know, for it to happen, yeah, I mean, it happened 20 years after, you know, basically, like, but also we're all still solid, and we're playing with both drummers that
Yeah.
had played in the band, so it's all 6 of us, which is amazing.
Nice.
Like, it's
That's amazing.
freaking
Yeah, that is
incredible,
amazing.
you know, and they're
Yeah.
all my best friends, and you know, yeah, that's all I can say. Like, it's been
Yeah, it's
great.
been awesome.
It's been great.
So when you broke up, there was no animosity. It was just okay. We need to
Oh,
get
I
the
don't
day
know.
jobs or whatever it would be, or
Well, I wouldn't want to
animosity
speak for
healed.
anybody. I think the complicated thing of being in a band or being in any intense team situation like that, you know, uh, there's every emotion. And the problem was it was just all to like 11, everything, love, hate,
Mhm.
everything, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just came apart. I think when we should have maybe eased off, we did it and pushed harder, and it might have broke it for
Yeah.
then, you know, right?
Understand.
Mark, is that a
Yeah,
way to
no,
say
I
it?
mean, I think you're spot on. I mean, I think that, like, at the time we probably should have, like, taken a step back from it, you know, but we, you know, but everybody wanted us to go harder on it because we were starting to gain momentum, and I think it was a lot for us, and you know, there was a lot of like emotion involved in it, and we weren't prepared to handle that.
Yeah.
And we weren't the type of dudes to necessarily lean into some of the things that other people do to get through on the road, if you know what I
Mhm.
mean.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of, I don't know, broke my mind in a way for a
Yeah.
while, for a
Totally.
good long while.
Yeah,
that
and I
makes
mean, I
sense.
lost touch with Derek for a long while, and um, you know, and Mike
Yeah.
and John moved out to New York, and
Yeah,
everything happened, but then everything came back to where we're supposed to be right now. So
Yeah.
right.
Right.
like all that stuff in the past, like, yeah, you can go back and we can scrutinize it. We could easily scrutinize it, but we don't. Like, we just focus on our friendship now and how it's rebuilt over the years, and where we're at now is awesome. Like,
That's good.
we're pretty freaking solid group, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Good to get past that, because some bands can't. I mean, I guess if you're Oasis or something, you'll suck it up to go make $1 billion on a tour, but
right.
you don't. You're waiting for them to punch each other on the stage, because
Right.
they still have all that animosity. So it sounds like you guys have kind of just moved on and remembered the friendships that brought you together in the first place.
Well, yeah, Ed, I don't mean to interrupt you, but what I would like to say is that we grew up together prior to this band. Like, we were best friends prior to being in a band and playing music for years and years and years. Like, we experienced life as teenagers before we were ever playing music together. So
Right.
for us to go back to that point, I think is probably easier than a lot of bands that get together and form at like a later point in time in their life, because
Right.
like, I grew up with Derek, you know, like I knew him forever, you know.
Yeah.
Like, we experienced like girlfriends, breakups, like everything together, you know.
Yeah.
And same thing with the other 5 guys in the band, or 4 guys in the band. It was like it's nonstop. And then we formed the band, you know. And then we all had to go through these transitions of life in the band, like, which was weird, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, for us to come back together as a unit is, I don't think, for me personally, is not that weird, because they're all the same freaking dudes, you know.
Yeah.
They might be grayer, but like that's about it, you know.
For sure. For sure.
For sure.
Well, I also look at it like, I think personally, something bad was going to happen to one of us if we kept going the rate we were going, you know? Like, the last year we were in the band, I think I figured out we were gone almost like 9 months of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or something like crazy, where it was just like, I don't know. Like I said, you either lean into it. We were right at that juncture point.
Yeah.
And you have to lean into it a certain way, or you're not me or whatever. I don't know. But I don't think I would have benefited from leaning into it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Totally
I mean,
understandable.
That's a lot of time to be away from home and away from, I mean, I don't know if you were married at the time when you first were going, or if you had family. That would be even harder. But even just, you know, constantly on the go, and you're saying like gypsies, you know, you live that nomadic lifestyle, it's going to get to you.
Yeah. I think, I mean, not to just belay, it's not bad to play. I love playing for people, and playing a lot of shows is fun too. It's just that it's just the element of touring where it's just hard on you, man. You know, it's just rough. Even in the best circumstances, you get worn down, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just intense.
And you're not in these big luxury buses, you know, with video game systems and everything else. You said you're just in a van with no AC, so that's a whole.
Well, now we tour, we travel a lot nicer, you know.
I'm sure.
But like, I still, like, now we have kids. The thought of leaving them for like months is hard. It's not something I don't think any of us are willing to do.
Yeah.
Most of us have kids, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I understand.
I have two girls. I have, you know, 11 and 8-year-old, and it's like, yeah, I'm not leaving for more than like a short period of time.
Right.
Yeah, because I've seen that your schedule is kind of small little blocks, not just one big long mega tour. So you're doing it.
That's good, though.
Small increments where you're not going to burn yourself out, and your kids aren't going to think you're a stranger.
Yeah, Ed, I mean, Ed, we're being smart about it, and we're going about it, like, I think, in a really cool way. We're like, it's like we get band time, we play shows, and then like we come home and get family time. You know, that's what I think all of us need. I mean, Ashley doesn't have any children, but he also needs a break too. You know,
Yeah.
even though he doesn't
Yeah,
have
everybody
kids,
does.
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah,
But
everybody
all
does.
the
Yeah.
and Nick doesn't either. But I mean, I think between let's see, between like four of us, I mean, there's 8 kids, and
Mhm.
they're all primarily young, and it's important for us to be there.
In their,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
You know,
in their lives. Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely. Yeah.
just saying
Oh,
it. You know,
we forgot to bring up too. We all had to have a bunch of surgery to fix our bodies after all the
That's it.
touring.
Yeah,
After round
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I mean, half of us have had something replaced, or I had 2 back surgeries. And when I got in there, the doctors were like, "What did you do to your back?" And I'm like, "I just destroyed it, I guess. I don't know."
Yeah.
you just
Crashing
So
around the stage.
well,
that
yeah, you
that
just hung over like this, like the entire time, like
Hmm.
just
I know. I just exploded my spine, I guess. But so that's if I'm glad that got fixed because these shows are better now that our bodies have been repaired.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
And then, like you were
Well,
saying, better traveling accommodations. You're not, strapped in the sweat bus and trying to get there and travel across the country. And yeah, the small increments have to be a lot better because I'm imagining
Oh
you
yeah,
guys had to get the day jobs to keep things moving once the band broke up.
oh for
oh yeah,
sure.
yeah.
All right. So last question I have is what's next for Bear versus Shark? So after this tour, have you thought about going back to the studio, doing another tour next year, anything like that?
I
I
don't
mean,
think we have anything concrete, but I'm sure. I think we'll play some stuff in the future, right?
yeah, I would imagine. I mean, kind of how we've done this is like we've like when we got together again. Was that like 2016?
Mm-hmm.
D like we
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
just we kind of just we're playing it by ear, and then we played in Detroit a couple years ago, and then we got like somebody inquired about us playing these shows, which was like, all right, 20th anniversary of Terrorhawk, cool. We don't try to plan anything because it it's kind of too much. We have so
yeah.
many like family obligations and everything
Mm-hmm.
that you never know what's going to happen. So we kind of play it by ear, and like we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. I wish I had a
Yeah.
better answer. Like, yes, there's a
No.
new double album
Huh.
coming out,
Well,
and
the
Totally
music thing
understand.
too is like I still feel this about both our albums. Like if we were gonna do new music, we'd have to put the attention we did in the past, and that situation has to come up. So if it
right,
doesn't come up, I don't think we'd be doing anybody favors and just like throwing out some weird like
no,
half formed new song. So we
Yeah.
would
exactly.
Those
I mean,
fail
the
more
whole
than they succeed. A lot of those late era releases are just rough, and it's like, okay, you're going through the motions, and did you really need
yeah.
to?
I mean, I
yeah, I
think
mean,
our whole point was trying to be like we want each song to have these moments and stuff, and
Right.
like that's what bores me about music. A lot of newer music is it's just simple and boring. There's no
Yeah.
depth. The song starts and ends the same way, and it's just
Yeah.
whatever. I'm not a vibe. I don't vibe out. So
Yeah, I hear you. That's something
It's
that bothers me. And it's like you have to dig for the good stuff, and that's why the
yeah,
kids are finding all the old stuff because they're like, damn, this is where it's at. The stuff from 20 years ago. So that's why the high
that's
schoolers
right.
are walking around in
it
their
is.
Nirvana and
yeah.
System of a Down shirts.
I mean, I think too.
It
Like, I
is.
think
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
right now, you're in the best of hands was such a special record for so many reasons, and like
Mm-hmm.
for me at least, and Terrorhawk was such a special record for so many reasons for me, and we put so much effort into it. We had no other obligations, right? Like
no, no.
that's what we focused on. Like to be able
Yeah.
to go up to the UP and stay in a cabin for like 2 weeks, and like that's what you're doing. Like that would never happen, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but it's probably not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like so,
But you
if it,
never know.
you never
Yeah.
know, though. You never know.
I have this rock opera I keep trying to get the guys to do. They don't want to
Where'd
go.
you
They don't
go?
want to
Oh,
do it. They're like,
I'm
oh.
already interested. You already
Yeah,
got me
you bring
hooked at
in-
rock opera, so let's.
We need the strings
let's-
and the horns now.
No, actually, the weirdest thing. This sounds crazy, but I haven't written a song since the band broke up.
Wow.
I mean, I think I might have like a little joke song or something, but nothing like
Okay.
serious. I
Like
still
some stuff
play
for
all
your
the
kids
time,
to
but-
go to sleep or something.
or like try, like a girlfriend or something in the past. Probably wrote something ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't even. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It even weirds me out sometimes. I don't have like a pile of riffs sitting there.
Yeah.
I guess I'm always of a philosophy of art is active and done in the moment, you know.
Hmm.
And I think that's
Yeah. God bless you, Derek.
Oh,
That's
right.
how I am too.
writing does, painting, playing music, and that active part has to be activated. And if it's not, I don't know. I'll just
Yeah.
practice scales or something.
You
It'll be
can't
fun.
force it.
Right?
Those
No.
guys-
You force
No.
it, people will know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't think those guys even know what hat you're wearing. Do they?
Can you read that?
Is it your Thor hat?
That's my
Oh,
Thor hat.
nice.
Nice.
I'm a
Love
big
it.
comic dude too. I didn't want to.
No, I know. Yeah, I was like, oh, these are comic dudes. Derek
Yeah,
is
this is
crazy.
that's
comic
that's
dude.
my thing. I'm a comic writer and do this because I'm also a music lover, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you get to look at Wolverine.
Well, I have to check out some of your stuff, man. I have to be honest. I have not read
Oh
any.
yeah. Do it.
It's
Check it
all
out.
it's all independent, but I'll send a link to Mark with all the digital copies.
All right,
Oh,
all
hell
right.
yeah.
And I'll
send them
tell
your
you
way.
what. I'll
That
let you
would
know
be
what I think
badass.
because
Awesome.
I am they're like comics are probably my next love after music. So
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and I mean, like Derek and I were like Magic Gathering
Magic the
nerds.
Gathering's probably
yeah,
my third.
Yeah.
Big
You
Magic
guys,
dude.
you guys keep talking my language. Continue
And
on.
D&D, I'm like,
Continue
I
on.
grew up in D&D, and
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, me too.
that's kind of where the whole thing started. So
Hmm.
when I
Yeah.
saw like, oh shit, these guys are comic nerds, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I fit right in with this, and so does
Mhm.
Derek.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, I could talk for hours about him, but
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
we're here to talk about us.
Yes.
I'm
Talk
joking.
about you. So yeah, so that's the questions I have. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in December. I'm still
All
on
right.
the fence about trying to get out to that show in Vegas, but
Do you?
that's
Uh, I'm sure we
logistically
could
tricky.
try to put you on. I don't know about the Vegas show, but do you have
Yeah.
tickets for the other show? I'm sure we can get you guys some ticks.
I have an LA.
Oh,
I
I'm
have
in
a
Oak-
ticket for the LA show, but
Wait, yeah. Where are you? Where are you, Dash?
I'm in Oklahoma, so if you guys get out this way,
We'll
please
come
let me
out
know.
there. We played there before. Oklahoma. If you guys have the tricky beer, that's not real beer.
Yeah,
Right?
that is
Remember
us.
that, Mark?
Yeah,
The first time we played there, I was like, I've had like 15 beers. I don't get it, dude. What's going
You're
on?
drinking water. You're drinking water. You're drinking
I
water.
was, yeah, dude. I was like, this is crazy.
Dash. We could
Lovely
get Dash
city.
up to the maybe the Chicago is probably as close as
As close
Yeah,
as
you know.
getting towards Dash. Yeah.
so there you go, Dash. You can get up to the Chicago show.
Get to Chi Town.
I've been to Chicago a few times myself. So
Yeah, so
All right.
yeah, I'll be there. Be there in LA. Like I got my ticket already, so it was one of those things where as soon as I saw it on sale, I was like, "Ooh, I'm going." Then,
All right,
like, so
awesome,
Vegas
man.
That's a big
Vegas
mistake.
is the.
We should
I'm
have
not
just
sure one.
you should have talked to us, and we would have just
Well,
like, yeah.
Well, that was before I had even kind of
Yeah, that's
introduced
true.
myself.
Yeah.
I think I bought those tickets back in January or something. They put them on sale really early, and I just snatched them right away. Now, of course, look back and think I should have waited, but I'm just going to be happy to be there.
Oh,
Yeah, I
well, we are happy to be there too. It's crazy.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I'll let you know if I end up buying tickets for the Vegas one. It's just, oh my gosh, that lineup. Every time I look at it, it's like, oh man, it's too many good bands.
Yeah,
It's gonna be crazy.
ridiculous. Yeah.
A lot of standing,
Right.
but I'm that's what I
Standing's
trained
fine.
for.
I did it for 23 years. I can stand. I was in the Air
I don't
Force
know.
for 23 years, so yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Up at the UP.
Yeah, I started
The
up. I
station
started up
up there?
there. Yeah, I started up there at KI Sawyer. Then they closed it down like almost like a couple of months after I got there. We were starting the close down, and then I ended up out in Nebraska.
Okay.
All right.
And then after Nebraska, I was literally overseas the entire literally my entire career for the most part. So
You retired now? You're done now?
yeah, I retired in 13, and so I stayed 23 years. And
Whoa.
Damn, dude.
yeah,
That's crazy. Good for you,
Yeah.
man. Thank you.
Well,
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, it's like you were saying with your daughter. It's like that was one of the reasons I finally ended up retiring was because
Yeah.
you gotta make that time. So and
You're
now
gonna
I have
miss it,
two.
man. You know.
Yeah, now I have two new little girl. I have a 7 and a 6-year-old. So I understand. I understand.
Oh yeah. I got a 3-year-old, man, and a 7-year-old. So yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Mine are
Kids.
older.
It's
They're
great.
they're
It's
they're
great.
19
It's
and
great.
14, so I got teenagers.
Whoa.
So
Whoa.
just wait.
That's a whole different. I don't even want to hear, dude. It's
Yeah.
That's terrifying. That's terrifying. Mark, your stories already are like. I just want her to just like play. She's super into mermaids and stuff. I want that to be like
Yeah.
That's
the
just
rest of her
forever.
life. Yeah.
although one
That's
of my
where you want
daughters
it to
did do
stay.
the art for the show this week. So she's a really good artist. So she did this for me.
All right.
Damn.
So
That's fantastic.
we did that, and I don't know if you know those Who Would Win books. It's based on those.
Oh.
Oh, dude.
No, I didn't know those.
Yeah, because I'm
Whoa.
a 3rd grade teacher, so I see all the cool books for the kids. And I saw one of the kids holding it. I'm like, oh shoot, a bear fighting a shark. And I told my daughter, and she whipped it up for me. So
Sweet. That's awesome.
That's badass. Yeah.
All right.
all right, well, thank you so much for coming
Thank you so
on.
much.
I can't
Yeah.
even tell
No
you how much
problem,
I
dudes.
appreciate it.
It's been a blast.
Yep.
Mark,
will
I'll
be-
see you on practice on Saturday.
And I'll be
Saturday, bro.
sending you guys a copy
Yep.
of the digital book. I'll do that
Awesome.
before I leave for Nashville, so it's my brain's not all mush from flying.
All
Awesome,
right.
brother.
Well, lovely to talk to you guys.
All right,
Yeah.
have a great
All right.
night.
See you, fellas.
Great.
Goodbye.
Love the album, guys.
Thanks, Dash.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
All right, so now I guess we'll do a little bit of what our own category, since we haven't talked about that yet. We talked with the band, and thank you so much for Derek, for Mark, for coming in.
Yeah.
It's very
That's
appreciated.
fantastic.
Our first live interview. We've had bands interact with us, but these are the first ones to come in and talk, and it's nice because then you can kind of move things and not just have like question answer, and we can nerd out about things, bands that Dash doesn't know.
It was great. It was awesome.
All right,
I told
so,
you I was gonna love this one. I told you. This
yeah.
was
All right,
great.
so let's see. I mean, our history, I guess that's pretty easy because you didn't know them going in. I knew them because of my friend who had told me based on liking one band that I might like them. So, what are your overall thoughts on the album?
From get go to listen, this was a great album, but it ended. Normally I'm talking about the beginning. It was great. I love the opening song, but that let me pull it up here real quick. The ending song of Rich People Say F yeah, hey,
Yeah.
hey. Oh man, that ended. That was such a great ending song.
Mhm.
And I thought the entire lineup was really good.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, it's if you're a runner, if you're a lifter, there's some ballads on there, but they're few and far between. But this is a gym album, a running album. This is a get you pumped album. The vocals are great. I love the piano or the keyboards or whatever's mixed throughout in there. And I just thought this was such a great album. Again, this comes down to I'm glad that we do this show because I'm introduced to things and bands and people that I just, they were out while I was in the military and gone for so long that, I miss these opportunities. And then so I never got a chance to hear them then, but I'm so glad now that I got to listen to it. So it's a great album overall. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's one since 2020. I've just loved this album. They have only 2 albums out, and they just did a re-release not that long ago with both albums in one package. So I got that, and they're both great albums. I love them both. This one, I think honestly, it just depends on the day. I love them both. We could have talked about either one, but this one just happens to be at its 20th anniversary. So it's
makes sense.
It's great to revisit it because it's one that I play a lot. It's kind of a lot of the songs, not the album in its entirety, but a lot of the songs end up in my running mix, but because it just has such movement. And when we get to our best songs, I'll kind of talk about my descriptions, because I got a little couch metaphor for a little bit of it. But yeah, let's see. My overall thoughts. It's hard because this one wasn't a new album. I wasn't visiting this album for the first time. I was revisiting it for the, who knows how many times.
The umpteenth time.
The umpteenth time. So let's hit into best songs. What was one of your favorite songs on this one?
I just like I told them, I love the What a Horrible Night for a Curse. Mm-hmm. I just love the way that entire song is put together so well, from melody to the lyrics. Everything in between was so good. I liked 5-6 Kids. Yeah. Really great song. Barag Embankment. That was excellent. But I really, again, that ending song, Rich People Say F yeah. Hey, that is, we talk about, again, I'll say it again. We talk about closing songs and closing out with a bang. And this was that was that song I've been looking for quite some time to close out an album. And so just all of it, fantastic. At no point was there any time I was just like, each song just really revs you up. So good job. Yep, those are my songs.
Yeah, so I went Catamaran and 5-6 Kids. I was saying that those two are such a strong 1-2 punch as openers. Yep. And Catamaran is so, that song from the opening riff, it's just going straight for the jugular.
You know what you're in for.
It's like, all right, I'm not about to hear some power ballads. This is gonna go and this is gonna move, and it's just gonna have that, that beautiful flow to it. And my description of this one as I'm sitting on the couch is, like I said, it's like it moves and dances like a ballerina with a chainsaw. Yeah. So it's like
it's just it's great. I mean, you're just Catamaran. You're just like, yep, you know what you're in for. You're bam, and you're just, yep. It got the dash head bob right immediately. So
yeah, and I just thought that those first two songs are so strong. I mean, and it really doesn't let up much from there. You get those little, like, okay, here's a little piano ballad. I'm guessing when they play those live, and that's the one thing I forgot to ask them was they changed the order of the songs for their live show, and I wonder if that's for the sake of his voice. It's like, okay, you can throw a softer one in the middle when you've just gone through, this huge string of them, and these sets are crazy. They're playing this album in its entirety, and I think all but one track of the other album. So they're playing 25 songs and basically their catalog on these live shows. So it's gonna go off. I am ready for it. I mean, it's not till December, so I got plenty of things to keep me busy until then. But this is one of my can't wait for shows, and I think it's like for California, like right around the first or the second. So it's pretty early. But yeah, it's for those two. I had it. I loved Great Dinosaurs with 50 section. Yes. I love that percussion, like when he's hitting the rims of those drums, like it's like, my gosh. Just everything about this album just gets me pumped. Like I'm on my run. I'm like, ooh, let's go faster. You're slacking. Move your ass. So yeah, this whole album is a get you moving. And I just when I see this song, I just imagine the crowd just jumping so much it's gonna shake that building. So like I said, it's an earthquake put to music. So yeah, there wasn't a lot that I would say I didn't like on the album, because just things worked. It was strong, and I liked song about an old roller coaster, or song about old roller coasters. So it was one of those ones that just kind of builds and moves, and I thought at the time this should have been the closer. Then Rich People comes on, you're like, never mind, let's just know that the band knows what they're doing.
Rich People, such a good song.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, how can that album not be ending? This was the perfect ender. And then they're like, no, sir, you're not a musician. Shut up. We're going to do our thing, and here you go. And it's so strong. All right. So any lyrics that stood out?
Yeah. Again, I, 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 I just love the a bad night, horrible night.
Hmm.
Coming like a moon, like I said, coming like a moon over the hill, uh, laughing. GD, you saw freight train going to come tonight. You're holding all the questions, tip of your tongue. I love the way that song. Again, this is it's hard. There's a lot of great artists out there, and they put together a lot of great songs. Like I said, I love the '80s, but we all know what the '80s are. It's cookie cutter. It's all almost all the same, but I still love it. But what I
Yeah.
love about the song is from the melody, the lyrics, everything, the way it's put together is such a good song. And the lyrics, if you go back and listen to it, the lyrics are just going to roll off your tongue once you
Hmm.
start learning the song. It's just going to roll off the tongue. You get it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So SUNDAY. Or I just love that.
Yeah.
It's so catchy. And then one of my other favorites, it's just one line, but I love it. It hits, and it's from. It's just a small line, but it's 5-6 kids. I got my hair cut. I want to be seen. I know what that means. I know exactly what that means.
Yeah.
And so that's why I said I love it's you want to be seen, you want to be known, you want to be felt, and that is a strong just one little line. But I love the rest of the song. Don't get me wrong, but that line it just gets me. And then you have such a Braga embankment. You have such a pretty face. If it weren't for your mouth.
Yes. Yes.
That
That is a good-
might be a little but I love the piano in that song too.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just think those some great lyrics.
Yeah.
Again, this is what I love about our show. There's so many songs that I can sit there and go, this entire song, the lyrics of this entire song will make you feel something.
Yeah.
And that's what I got with Horrible Night. And
Mhm.
so, man, those are some great lyrics. So kudos,
Yeah.
guys out there. Great. If you're still listening, great songs.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I had, let me see, the entrance of the elected, and he's changed your life into a postcard version of White Snow, or story or so the story goes, and the horse that you rode in on will be the horse that's taking you
That's
home.
taking you home.
Yeah, and it's hard because when you read these lyrics, you hear his voice singing them, and there's such a specific rhythm to the way he sings them,
Yeah.
between between soft and hard, because it has that that beautiful loud, quiet, loud dynamic going for it. So yeah, I mean the songs just kind of build and swell and move, and like I said, ballerina with a chainsaw. That's the best way I can describe this music. And if someone wouldn't understand that, then I'm like, we can't be friends. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I totally get it.
Yeah. So let's see. With Antoine, what left you blank could leave you restless, out of breath. Young princess slaves the days away. Your penny saved, but often spent. What has been lost has been received, and
Been
lost in
received.
ceremony. Dying for colleagues. Beautiful girl. She was a dancer for children, and she has a chance for an exit. And she was a builder of cities, and he had the lips of a cobra. So you're like, oh, someone's gonna ruin it all for her. She had the way she was finally moving forward, and then the man with the lips of the cobra comes and ruins it all. So it's like it's another one of those ones where you'd have to take the lyrics and try to pick them apart. It's like one of those, like the ones that we've talked about. Like you could throw these lyrics into a class and study them and try to decipher where he's going with them, because there's just multiple meanings you can pull out. So
Right.
yeah. So any skips for you on this one?
Just one. It's not really a skip. I'll still have it on, but the dad song.
Yeah.
Nothing against it. It's just not my fave, but it's
Didn't
still a
grab
good
you.
song to listen. Didn't grab me
Yeah.
as the other ones did, but
Yeah. I think only ones for me would be the kind of just the random noise ones. Not that they're bad, but in the context, if you isolate them and throw them in a shuffle, they're just they just like, okay, I need that before the song to make it actually work. But if you're playing the album as a coherent unit, I leave it alone. It's the kind of album you just you play it and enjoy it. And yeah, I'm glad I got the vinyl before it sold out, because I know they put it up on their website and it got snatched up quick, so I was able to grab it before it was gone.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not skipping anything. If when the LP's playing, it's playing.
Yeah,
I'm not. Even if it was a CD, I'm not moving it. I'm not moving the button. It's just one that I will just do something else while it's on. But
bathroom break song.
I mean, the rest of the album, man, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. So that now an easy category. We keeping this one, or are we returning it to the used bin?
Yeah. Again, another one. Where we've gotten. We just talked with Matt about Troll Fest and learning these new albums. It really opens me up, and so this is one that's definitely a keeper. And again, there's songs on here that I'm going to repeat over and over again. It's the one where you're sitting in the car, and if somebody talks, you're restarting that song because you want to hear it the entire way through without it being interrupted. So this is definitely a keeper. It's a great, like we said, you want to get pumped up. It's a great album. If you're writing, again, I like to harken it back to writing, and if you're writing an impactful scene or whether it's a chase scene or you got some big action going on, this is an album you could throw on with like I said, Catamaran or 5-6 Kids. Throw them on there. Rich people, throw those on there and use them as your inspiration for writing, especially very intense, very action oriented scenes, because that's perfect. So yeah, it's a keeper for me.
Agreed. All right. Yeah, this one, I mean, it was one that I had already been very hooked on. It was bringing it in more. I mean, it breaks the rules of the show, but when you have when you have two people from the band willing to come on, then you break those rules. Just kind of like what we're going to be doing next week. We're breaking the rules again with my favorite album. Not next week, next week, because that's 2 weeks from now. And that is
this is a good one too. Yeah.
Jolie Led. It is my favorite album of the year so far. And we're going to have the two singers from the album coming in to talk to us in 2 weeks. Awesome. So yeah, so excited about that, because we can.
Yeah, this is going to be another fun one. This is going to be another fun album.
Yeah, and that artwork, I got to ask him about that, because that is some insane artwork for this album.
In a van down by the river. That's all I think of when I see the cover is in a van.
Yeah.
I know it's not a van, but that's the first thing that popped in my head. The RV.
Yeah, and see, I ordered it. It's coming from Canada, so I'm hoping it makes it in time. But who the heck knows? The international shipping is so friggin' unpredictable. So I'm hoping it's here on time. If not, I've played it on Spotify so many times. So yes, the Spotify DJ, I've completely broken him, because he just thinks that my favorite stuff is what we're playing for the show. So it was like, here's some stuff you've been vibing with lately, and it was all like in the lane of Juanes. I'm like, okay, well, I guess technically that's what I've been playing lately, so you're not wrong. But yeah, I think my Wrapped at the end of the year is going to be the most bonkers shit that's ever been seen. It's like, here you go. We don't know what the hell your problem was, because 1 week you loved Spanish rock, the next week you were loving Joe Walsh. Like, what do you actually like? We don't know anymore. I've destroyed the algorithm. The machine can't. The AI can't keep up with me.
They can't handle it.
No. All right. So yeah, next 2 weeks. Next week I will be at Nashville. So if you are in the area, come out to Nashville Comic-Con. I'll be there. Carissa Grant's going to be there. Aaron Wroblewski's is going to be there. So, and I believe Greg Mokin's going to be there. So yeah, a lot of people that have been on my Saturday show are going to be at this con. So come by, say hi, get your copies of Immortal Era. Help me sell them out, because I won't have to take that shit home. It's heavy. So I need lighter suitcases on my flight home.
Nice. Oh,
all right.
Man, that was such a great.
So yes, and I will be here. I will be doing a live stream on Saturday, but Saturday's live stream is just going to be walkthrough of the con. All those names I mentioned, I'll make sure I get over to their tables, do a quick interview. So tune in. You can see a lot of those people. I'll get to. I don't think I've met Carissa in person, but the rest of them I've never actually met in person. So excited for that. I mean, travel cons are always a lot of fun, but it's just I'm sitting here playing the weighing game with my suitcase. Like, okay, it's 51. Take out a pair of socks. 49.8. Victory.
Victory.
So, yeah, I'm going back and forth to get that perfect fit in the suitcase. And I got one that's 49.8. The other one is at like 42. So I'm like, all right, more books. Let's go.
More books.
Stuff it till it hits that beautiful 49.8, and hopefully that my scale's accurate, so I don't get to the airport
hopefully,
and like your scale was off. And they're like, all right,
you know the scale.
Pair of socks out.
You know their scales are going to be a little heavy.
Mm-hmm.
They're always heavy. I don't care what anybody says. Airlines, your scales are heavy.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to disagree. And I might be walking into TSA with like 8 pairs of socks in my pocket. Yeah. But if that's the case, then I will carry those socks in my pocket to get out the weight from my 49.8 suitcase.
That's awesome.
All right. So,
oh man, all right.
Nothing next week, but in 2 weeks it is gonna be great. I can't wait to talk about this one and talk to the band about this one, because there's some lyrics I'd love to know kind of what they were thinking with those ones, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And then tune in Saturday, be live at Nashville Comic-Con, just walking around and saying hello to all the people that I know there, and hopefully find a couple other random people to interview. And let's hope Flash Gordon does not get angry at me again, because he seems to be at every con I'm at, and I think he's going to be at this one too.
Jones.
Yeah.
What's his son was Pete Ross in Smallville.
I didn't know that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and he's
if we're talking about the actor that played Flash Gordon in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 80s one.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've met him a few times. He's all right. Yeah,
he's fine. He just didn't like me that day because I was filming and happened to get him getting out of the bathroom. I'm like, I'm just filming an empty room and I'm not trying to film you, but they all want to. Yeah. They want you to pay for those photo ops. So, there I was on his shit list, but that's all right. I will do my best to avoid it, because I think the celebrities are in a whole separate room, so celebrities and small press won't mix. All right, so I guess
Sam Jones, Sam J. Jones, his son. If you've ever seen Smallville, he was Clark's best friend, Pete.
Okay, I remember that now.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but I know what you're talking about. All right, so
Sam J. Jones III.
We're going to play our couple sponsor ads, and then we will get out of here because I have more packing to do. So
dinner.
Packing and dinner. My daughter's handling dinner, so it's more packing, and I still need to run to the store for more things. So Here we go. Some ads, and then we'll send you on your way. All right, here's our next one. Alice, although I don't know if Fish is still up, but I know he still has late pledges, so we will give Fish another commercial. So here we go.
Beyond the world we know is a place where reality bends and time stands still. A place where legends, fairy tales, and nightmares are real. A world where legends are born and destinies collide. Alice has spent her life lost in an interdimensional rift known as Wonderland, and it forged her into a deadly bounty hunter. With her ancient clockwork guardian Big Ten by her side, they hunt the things that stalk the shadows of Wonderland. Alice Lost in Wonderland issues 1 and 2 launch May 6 on Kickstarter. Follow along at GoMrFish.com.
All right, and one more. All right.
Right.
We will see you in 2 weeks.
2
with
weeks.
another band interview. So it's going to be great. And in between now and then, listen to Creatures from Jolie Led, and you will not regret it. And that way you can know what you want to ask them. So hopefully you can get on here and ask some questions, because unfortunately no one sent a question for Bear versus Shark. So hopefully listen to it. You have 2 weeks. That's your homework. And until then,
That's your homework.
have a great night.